Time now for an in-depth look at the market news on this Monday, and for that I'm joined on the line by Dr. Sooyoung, Professor of Finance at ChungAng University. Professor Sooyoung, thank you for making time today.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Well, stocks on Wall Street were rather mixed on Friday. The Dow closing lower, the S&P and Nasdaq up, though, by about the same amount. Korean stocks started out sharply lower today, but recovered much of that by the time they closed. What's the story in the markets today?
Yeah, currently, as far as I see, the Kospi and the Kosdaq index, both key indexes in Korea, had shown that minus of 14.14 percentage points and negative minus 0.16 percentage point respectively. However, in the worldwide, particularly the futures market in New York has shown that some S&P 500 would fall in the upcoming because in New York is right now on Sunday evening, and so therefore, however, in Europe, particularly the coronavirus recovery fund has been stalled right now, but ultimately and eventually they are going to make an agreement. So the FTSE 100 in the United Kingdom has shown some flat movement, and also in Japan, the TOPIX has shown some losing. However, in the China market, because of the recent flood damage on the economy, has shown there's some prospect for some larger fiscal expansion for the building and construction sectors expect. So there is a 2.4% increase of the Shenzhen and the Shanghai stock market. So overall, the fundamental issues has not been fully reflected in the stock market. Then we can say that the divergence between the prospect of the economy and some increasing stock price has revealed some really fundamental flaws of pricing of the stocks maybe. But psychological factor plays a very important role to show the divergence between the stock market index and the prospect of the real economy. But eventually they will converge, and we must be, the government should be very worried of the future downturn of the economy. So fiscal expansion is necessary in the future. I'm pretty confident of that.
Well, speaking of fiscal expansion, we've got a lot of spending going on under the Korean New Deal, or at least in the planning stages. In particular, we just heard about the expansion of employment insurance to many people. And in total, we're talking over $100 billion for this whole New Deal program. What do you think about all this, Professor Song?
Yeah, particularly today is the Minister of the Employment and Labor make some announcement of some detailed plan of how to implementation of the New Deal, Korean-style New Deal. Particularly, I welcome the movement, particularly for the expansion of the social safety net to the older people. But it is going to take time. So in the short term, what would be necessary, because of the expansion of social safety net through the spread out of some employment benefit and unemployment insurance to older people, particularly the specially contracted workers. However, that would take time. So in short term, I would like to, I see some in detailed plan of the government to have some public employment plan, which is equivalent to some job guarantee program. So regardless of the background, the current New Deal and the Green New Deal and Digital New Deal both requires, particularly the Green New Deal requires some kind of demand of the labor. Therefore, I welcome the government's plan, particularly for the providing some job guarantee program. I think that is a really good relief for the people who lose the job, but have not received yet some benefit or unemployment insurance yet. I think so. To that regard, I welcome the movement, government step and the movement.
Well, Professor, we're almost out of time, but it's Monday, and tell us a bit about what's coming up this week.
In Bank of Korea's announcement of the producer price index and the real GDP growth rate for the second quarter, and then I believe there is not much change, but I would like to see that some positive, at least Korea is better than some of the other leading some countries such as United States or United Kingdom and Brazil. So I expect a little bit adjustment, but overall there is not much change of the second quarter prospect of the real GDP. But upcoming third quarter, fourth quarter, we are going to see some really the impact of the economy by the spread out the coronavirus, particularly from the foreign market, because of the export and import trade could be reduced significantly. That would be some bad atmosphere in the future. But domestic market, because of the government support, I do not expect some bad indicator in the upcoming quarter.
All right, Professor, got it. We'll have to check in with you again about those numbers when they come out. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.